So Simmers, welcome in or welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'm in the mood to do some interior decoration. I'm not really in the mood for building, so I'm just gonna use one of my own almost most downloaded builds from the gallery, which is completely base game. It is a shell of a house that I've never furnished. And I felt like, you know what? We've gotten a lot of Swatch updates on the base game over the past couple of months. This would be a grand time to place that build in my game and see if I can actually decorate it and make it look cute with just base game items. Like I said, the shell is also up on my gallery and it is one of my most downloaded builds. I can quickly show you guys what house I'm talking about and then we can immediately place it. So if you open my gallery, you go to my catalog and you sort on most popular, you can see that I have a couple ones that have been downloaded a lot, but there's this one house which is technically on my gallery 3 times. This is because I once uploaded it, then I submitted it for that gallery event that we had a couple of years ago on The Sims, and then I made some changes and I uploaded it again, and actually it has a lot of downloads across the board, so I figured this would be a fun one to actually furnish. And it is a very simple, small, rustic family home, and I already made a floor plan and I believe the bathrooms are already in there, but apart from that it's completely empty. So if you want to download it, my gallery ID is just Rosannatxt, just like my name on any of my platforms basically, and you can either get the unfurnished version, or after watching this video you could actually get the furnished version if you would like to play with a fully base game home. So let me actually place it on the lot and let's start furnishing. I think I would like to kind of keep the style of the house, which is relatively, I wouldn't say basic or just more traditional, but it isn't a very modern home. So I think I'm gonna keep it that way and not make it a very modern home. On the inside, let me show you guys the floor plan. I actually might redo the floor plan. I remember that I've played or redecorated this home before, and I also remember back then that I did end up changing the floor plan because I thought that I could make it work better. So we might actually end up doing that today as well. Just let me see how I feel about it. So what we have right now is we have a little hallway that you enter into, and then this is basically the kitchen or dining space that I have now. This is like a little office, or maybe you could even have it as another bedroom. This is the living space, and this would be the dining space. The thing that I currently do not like is the way that the living space is shaped. I'm not a big fan of the way that this room is laid out. I think the reason I made it this way was because it made the most sense upstairs. But at this point, I think I would like to try and give it a little makeover. I know that still goes into the building category a little bit. It's not just interior decoration if we start changing the floor plan, but it's just one of those things. I think I can do better than I did 2 years ago, so I need to give myself the chance to try. Let's also get rid of the interior wall straight away. Let's make sure we have the same wallpaper and flooring everywhere so that if I change the location of the bathrooms, that's not gonna look weird after. Okay, so there we go. We have an empty space again with a lot of lights. There's a lot of lights in here. And I think I might want to start with trying to see how I can split up the upstairs floor in a way that makes more sense, because I think that will help us a lot in determining how I want to split up the downstairs floor. So I think it might be nice to create maybe 2 bedrooms over here, maybe a small one and a bigger one. And then I guess it would be really nice to also have maybe a nursery or something over here. And then we could still have the bathroom over here. So it is still a very similar floor plan, although I think we could also do it like this. Hold on, what if I switch these around? Then I can actually make that one bigger. Then that one could be the bathroom. I guess the challenge here would be the stairs. I think one of the main challenges that I had when I originally made this build is that we didn't have stairs that would go like this. We didn't have L-shaped stairs yet. So there were a lot of things we couldn't do back then. And I guess right now I'm gonna have to figure out what works best in terms of the layout. I'm actually afraid that we might have to make this room smaller simply so that we have enough hallway space for your Sims to walk around. But I can see how this stair layout would work because it also kind of creates this natural separation between this side of the house and this side of the house. And we could even go like this, and then this is the hallway. In typical Sims fashion, I do like the idea of having a small bathroom over here. I guess that could work very nicely. And then we can add back that office space over here, and then this can just be living and dining space. And then I think it is similar to the floor plan we had before, just less weird corners, I think. So we can have, okay, that is too wide. Hold on, I need this one. So we can have this nice open space over here. I would like to add the bathroom door over here, if I'm going to be honest, because then that way we can have a bathroom and a sink over here. And then I am just gonna get this over here and place it here. We can have the dining area here. We can have the table. this can be the main living space, so we can actually have the fireplace. I have the chimney, which is currently not opened up. What we might as well just open it up, and then you can actually have the fireplace in here. That makes a lot more sense, I think. I'll just add this. That's definitely not a door you want to use in your house, I guess, but like that could work as well. And then it's not in the middle of the living room, because I kind of want to either like have a piano, although I don't think we have a good base game piano, but like a piano or bookcase or something over there. And then the bathroom door is right next to the dining area. I guess that makes sense. Then it also gives off that vibe of maybe being like more like the guest bathroom. You know, whenever people are in your house or in the living room, that's, you know, they're having dinner at your place, they can quickly use the restroom. I prefer to have it in a hallway, but I guess this is just what we're working with for today. There we go. I wanted to use the wooden ones. I think that looks a little bit more realistic for a family home. And then we have white wooden ones. I think that looks even better. We have a lot of white right now, but I like how that looks with the railing. As a person who has white stairs in my own house, that is an actual nightmare to keep up with. Like, you do kind of not want to have white stairs in your house. They stain very quickly, but this way we actually can do it like this. And then let's add some doors. We can use the same door as we can use over here. So then this can be like a little nursery. That can be, I guess if we wanted, I just said, and that can be the bathroom. If we wanted to, we could even have this go like this. Hold on, I just accidentally deleted the stairs with doing that. There we go, stairs are back. Now I just need to get the white ones back. We could even have it like this, where this can be a nursery and this can be a bathroom. And then you can have a shower top combo over here, and you can have a sink and a toilet on this side. And considering there is a toilet downstairs, I guess it's not like in the way. And we can, even if we wanted to, use the chimney over here. I was gonna say as a wardrobe, and then I realized that the item that I want to use for that technically is not a base game thing. It came with, I think, Get Together, like the actual built-in wardrobe. So then I guess I might just open it up and still use it as wardrobe space, but just like open it up like this. But then that could be the parents' bedroom, and that can be another kid's bedroom. That means that this is a 3-bedroom house. That is really nice if you want to play here, I think. I'm just going to put some tile in the bathrooms, so I actually know that those are designated as bathrooms now. I might want to go for this one, which is like half tile around the wall. And then let's get the toilets and the sinks and stuff in, because that's always one of those things that I like to start with my bathrooms, because it makes me feel accomplished. Does that make any sense? Am I the only person who likes to do that? Or I'll just be like, if I start with my bathroom, then I'll quickly feel like I've actually, you know, done something. I'll feel useful. Have like a little medicine cabinet. We need to have a toilet roll. And then I guess that's our downstairs bathroom done. And then upstairs, we would have a shower tub combo. So you actually could play here with any family if you wanted to. And then we could have the sink maybe sitting next to the window, so that you're not on the toilet right next to the window. I would feel that that's rather awkward. And then we can have the same toilet. We can have, let me see, the soap sitting over there, toilet roll. Definitely need the shower caddy. So I realized I'm in top view. I don't know why I was in top view. That felt a little bit weird. We can have the robe maybe sitting on the door. I always like to do that when I feel like I'm lacking space. Just add the robe on the door, because your Sims can perfectly walk through the door. That will work fine and it won't block them. You can have like a little towel rack right next to it. We could, if we wanted to, above the toilet, add more towels. I guess that makes sense. And then having a little shower mat might be nice. Just something like that. I guess that's cute. Hold on, because we're using blue as the main color. Let's just change all the towels to blue. We can do 2 blues and like 1 white in the middle. And then there's a blue one over here. And then we have mostly like blue details. I think that's cute. I like that. And then a detail that I always really like to add in my bathrooms is for anyone who's ever seen any of my builds, this is my toilet plant. If I have a sink and a toilet next to each other, I like to add the skinny plant in between. Especially if I'm doing a base game build and I don't have the plunger from the clutter kit, then it's always just nice to do it, because it kind of adds a little bit of dynamic or life to the space. And then I guess it would be nice to maybe have a curtain. Can use this one size down. Then it looks like the curtain is open, but at least you can close it if you're in the bathroom and you need some privacy. I guess that's our bathrooms done. I also just realized that the flooring I used is actually maybe not the one I want to use anymore. I used this because it was one of the few lighter ones in game, but we actually got the swatch update and we now have this one, which in my opinion looks so much cleaner. And I really like myself a good like light colored house. I like a good light flooring. I have this type of flooring in my own house, and just having this makes it immediately feel so much more peaceful than it did before. I'm actually thinking for now, I will probably use this as a little home office. So I'll just add a door in here, and then I'll decorate it with like bookcases and a computer and stuff so that doesn't have to go into the main living room. Let's figure out our dining space next. I really like the lighter green as an accent color. Okay, I wanted to put a plant there, but I guess that doesn't really fit. I'd like to have some flowers on the table. I guess that would be real nice. We could go for like the darker green swatch too. I guess that's cute. And then maybe we can go for like a nice wallpaper. Let me figure out what we have in base game that could work over here. I was thinking maybe something like this. That almost feels like a Pinterest home where, you know, they use the fake brick wallpaper to kind of give that rustic look, even though it isn't very rustic. But I guess we can add 2 columns over there. If we wanted, we could even close it off and add spandrels. Let me see how that looks. Do I like that? That makes it, I feel like maybe that's a bit too tacky. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like that at all. If we had the season spandrels, I might consider it because those ones are a little less like intricate. But that took it too far. I couldn't deal with that. I'm sorry. We can have some fun wall decorations though. I always really like this painting, and it would bring back like some of the green. I'm just gonna add it like this, and then we need a shelf underneath. Okay, that's cute. I like that a lot. Maybe add a plant on it as well. That's cute. And then hold on, I can put the plant like this, and then maybe in the corner we can put a little light, a little table light. What do we have in the base game that would fit in that corner? I feel like this is gonna sound maybe silly, but for me personally, all the base game lights are so American and tacky. All of these, literally every single one of them. Okay, that one is cute, the one with the fox, but I feel like that's maybe a bit too childish. But like this, it all feels so antique. I would never ever have a light like that in my house. It's even if in a more traditional home, I feel like this is maybe the closest I'd consider. Still, I don't like it a lot, but I guess we could go for this one because it has some of the green in it as well. And I think that's cute. I think that works pretty well. And then maybe on the other side, we could add a painting. I feel like having a dining room that has like lots of paintings and stuff feels very homey to me. We could do this one. That's a very modern one. No, I don't like it. It's too modern. It's too modern. Maybe something like that. Do I like that? No. I mean, the other side with this painting is also a bit more modern. So I could see it work. I just wish that it had a frame. It's like, I don't like that it doesn't have a frame to it, but I might still go for it because it still has that green in it. And then I think we would have space for the high chair for the kids. I personally almost never use it because it's frustrating for gameplay, but it does look really cute. So I might actually use that. And then I wanted to add, I said a piano, but I don't think we have an upright piano in the base game. We only have this full-fledged huge piano. I don't think we even have a keyboard in the base game. I'm just realizing this now. We just have grand pianos in the base game. So if you want to let your Sims practice the piano skill, they have to be ridiculously rich. That does not make a lot of sense to me. Okay, I would like to use this bookcase because it fits here perfectly, but I need to decide. I might actually go for that darker brown. I don't want to use the lighter one because this color is a color I absolutely despise. I do not like browny grayish. It's like, it doesn't work. This one is, I think it's nice, but it might be a bit too warm. I might actually like, oh, we could go for this one. It's slightly lighter. Yes, let's go for that one. That's cute. And then I wanted to add we don't have a lot of choices for fireplaces if you go base game. I could go for the white one, maybe that one. So it still has a little bit of darker contrast. And then the question is, do I want to bring back this stone behind it? And if I do that, should I go for the light one? Oh, that light one is perfect. Yes. And then again, we can have the columns in here. I think they updated this because it didn't used to happen, right? That columns would disappear indoors if you came closer. But it's kind of sad because I like seeing them. It's not like they're in the way if I'm zoomed in. It would be perfectly fine. Okay, sofa-wise, I know we have this one that got a lot of updates. And then ironically now, I'm kind of just tempted to use the green one. Wait, we could go for the light green. That would match that so well. And now that I'm seeing this, I'm realizing maybe this bookcase should go in this corner and not behind here, because then I can put the sofa backwards, actually. If I wanted to, I could go like this. Is that too much? No, that might be too intense. Your Sims might not be able to walk around it. Do we have... I don't think we have a two-seater version of this. That would be my dream. So I guess we're going to have to use the chair. But we do have chairs that match this as well. So we could just go for this, I think. Like kind of use this as the 2-seater. Although I'm tempted to just place them straight then if we're doing that. Just go like this. Oh, maybe that works. Then your Sims can definitely walk around it. And I like that the bookcase also kind of creates that sheltered space. And then let's find a rug that works with all of this. I guess we don't have a lot of options. Maybe I just go for something simple like this. I'm trying to figure out, what if I move these a little bit closer? Can I put this light here? I can. And then we can have like a little end table over here. Of course, that doesn't fit very nicely. So it's like slightly too big in my opinion, but fine. Where is the drawer? I know there's a drawer in the end table. Okay, the drawer is now pointing that towards that direction. I guess that makes sense because then you can access it. Otherwise, we'd be stuck. Maybe I don't want to have the light here then. Maybe we can just have a light sitting on the end table. Do I just use the same light as I already used over here, but then like the non-sized down version? Okay, maybe that's cute. I like it. I don't think this house has space for a coffee table, but we can... Oh, actually, we definitely have space for a coffee table. I was saying that we don't, but we absolutely do. We need the wall TV, I guess. So like that. And then let's see, it'd be nice to have some flowers. Okay, I think I finished the living room for now, or at least I'm just gonna do like some final decorations, but I think we're definitely getting somewhere. I have tried to also like incorporate some kids elements because this is definitely a house where there will also be kids living. So now I'm trying to figure out how I want to like do that final little bit of decorations for the kids. So we have a toy box over here, and then I have like decoration toy boxes and a little bookcase over here. I added like a family photo and some books and some clutter. This is all base game clutter. It is actually kind of hard to clutter with just base game because we don't have a lot, but I tried to do my best anyways. I added some pillows onto the sofa to again make it look a little bit more homey. So I think this is our living room. I changed these walls to be green as well, and then the rest just to be like a warmer painted brown. I might actually continue that in the office. I will also change out the lights that I've used. I just realized that I haven't done that, and I actually do not really like the lighting that I've used so far. So let's change it out for... I definitely love these lights just as like main room lights, I guess. And then maybe for above the table, we can use something different. Don't have a lot of lights that I really like. Oh, that is... Nope. I despise... That looks ugly. That's just a no for me. We could go for maybe this one. It's a bit more modern, but I guess that works. I just want to make sure that there's like something that looks a bit more like a table light that actually takes up some space. But from here, you can like walk into the kitchen. So that would be our next step. And we also have the door that goes into the balcony or into the porch. I mean, I was just thinking, might it actually make sense? Hold on. I'm just going to move that over there to have that porch door over here, because that one makes that I don't have to use this weird painting that I'm not sure I like. It also means that you can enter the porch and the garden from the living space instead of the kitchen. And it gives us extra wall space to work with in the kitchen. I think I might actually like that more. I know that in a lot of houses, you also access the porch from the kitchen, so it's not completely unreasonable, but I kind of like the idea of them having a door that they can also maybe like open up and then sit in the living space or like in the dining space with an open door into the balcony. I could actually check if I wanted to. Like, we have plenty of space to put the bin somewhere else, so I don't have to have it over here. I could even go for double doors. Hold on. I have a vision. I just need to find... Because these double doors, these are like public doors. That looks ridiculous. Any double doors, I specifically want to have doors with glass. So I want to give it that feeling. Otherwise, I'll just do it like this, where it's like, you know, I fake the double door situation. Your Sims will always use one, but the concept of them being like, being able to open up the double doors into the garden from the living space, I think it's pretty nice. And that gives us some extra space to work with here in the kitchen. So let's go for that. Speaking of the kitchen, I think we need to decorate that. Let's actually make some decisions there. I am figuring out, I might actually go for this counter. I kind of feels like that matches with the floor, although I will probably change the floor to maybe tile in the kitchen. We could go for a bigger tile if we wanted to. Maybe like in this part of the kitchen, and the first part of the kitchen we can just keep like this. We could do a little coffee corner over here if we wanted to. I don't very often do that, but we have the space now that I don't have to use this as a dining area, and we can use all the wall space over here. And then we can have the actual kitchen maybe go around the corner like this. And then the fridge can go in that corner. Does this make sense? Does this feel right? I'm not sure yet. I'm like trying to figure out what I like. I guess kind of having like the cabinet with all the plates and stuff over there does make sense. And then we could use this one over here. Did I use the wrong color, or is it the lighting that's playing tricks on me? I think it's the lighting that's playing tricks on me, because that definitely is supposed to be the right color. It just doesn't perfectly match. But hey, it is a sim, so are we really surprised? I don't think so. But then it would be nice to maybe have the microwave over here and the coffee machine, and then over here we can just add some clutter on the corner. And then I think it would be nice to have the sink over here, and we could add the stove over here. I feel like this is starting to come together as a nice kitchen. I could even, if I wanted to, have that be an end piece. Let me look what the end piece looks like for this kitchen. No, we definitely need one of these counters in between then. Do I like it if it ends over there? Or I don't feel like we need it necessarily. I am wondering if I like how the tile ends over here. There is, hold on, but I don't think that came with base game, did it? No, there is this one like fence. I think it came with Get to Work, that you can add like a perfect line between two floorings. I think what we could use as a solution is, instead of doing this, you could actually just add tile in the entire kitchen. Yeah, let's just do that. That definitely looks better. Definitely. I just did it and I was like, yep, that's 100% the right choice. Then I just need to make a decision whether I want to use tile as a backsplash. I mean, this to me, I'm not gonna lie, is potentially my worst nightmare in terms of if I had a kitchen like this, like an older kitchen in my own house, I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it. But for The Sims, I'm not lying if I say that I kind of like it. We could also go for, oh, that is actually maybe better. That's a little bit more modern, little less grandma core, but still it looks like a more older kitchen with just like upgraded appliances and stuff. And I think it might also help if we add more wall cabinets. So we could go, oh, that window. Can I move that window? I do not like how that looks on the outside. And I was like, oh, I can add a second one, but Ro, you just create the exact same problem then. Like, you still have to have the cabinets like this, which is the one thing that I was trying to avoid by doing it like this. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Let me see. But no matter what I do, I'll have to keep the cabinets like this. And actually a double window is kind of pretty, although we already have a window here too. So maybe we don't need a double window. Maybe I can just leave it like this and accept my fate. Although then I might move the stove over here so that we can have the stove hood, because that also needs to go, although that will block the window then again. See, building in The Sims, it's not an easy thing to do. Can I just delete that window? Is that an option? Because we already have this window. And then I could, if I wanted to, add a window over there. I know that I'm changing the house a little bit now, but I guess that works. Like, then you can, in the kitchen, you also have a window that looks out on the garden, and you have a window that looks out on your front porch, and you don't have a window on this side of the house. There is a window over here, but I don't think that's actually a problem. I think that's fine. That doesn't look super weird. And then we can actually do it like this, and we can change this out for a full one. And then I just like it if there's two full cabinets. That just makes more sense to me. And then I just have these simple curtains in here. Okay, let's add some small kitchen clutter so that this kitchen actually looks like it's in use. I always like to have this cork board in the kitchen as well, because I just feel like it makes sense. You know, you would pin maybe like recipes and stuff. Okay, I've just put some things in here. So we have a cake that was just freshly baked. We have the fruit bowl, and then there's like some cooking supplies and stuff in this kitchen. And I guess that's it, because again, the base game and clutter they're not friends. They don't go together very well. I mean, we could technically add, if I really wanted to, I could add maybe a plant or something. I guess that might be nice. A plant and a bin. I'm just realizing there's two things that I haven't done, and I guess we need them. Let's start with the bin. Just a simple kitchen bin. Make sure that we have that over here. And then I said a plant, but I guess we don't have too much space to add that. Your Sims will be able to cook on that counter, but then as soon as they place something on it, actually they can cook on this counter too, because these are all floating things, right? Yeah. So the game will technically see that as an empty counter. I might actually change this to be in this corner because if it's floating, your Sims will be able to use it anyways. I like the idea of maybe adding a plant on this part. There we go. I think that's cute. Now we have a plant in here as well. We have a bin. I think that's the kitchen done. And I think that means that all we need is a front door. I just realized we don't have a front door all this time. It accidentally deleted itself and we haven't had a front door. Do I want to go for such like big, like a huge front door? Although that front door has glass, I do not enjoy the idea of a glass front door. I just realized we do have a door. that I want to use. Hold on. This is actually perfect. So that feels like a garden door, but then I don't want to use something like that as a front door. We could go for something like this. See, this is my problem. I don't like this huge glass front door, but at the same time, I like the idea of some glass because it makes it less dark in the hallway. I also deleted my own stair rail, but in the hallway, I guess it might be nice to, let's also paint this color, just like that warm color. I think that works pretty nicely. And then having maybe something of a hallway table. You could use that green again. I think that's nice. And then I want to have the coat rack. There we go. And then do we have, are those shoes base game? I think they are. The ones that I have in my head. Yes. I'm not sure if those would fit there though. I guess it blocks the walkway a little bit, but not enough that we should not place it here, right? Or does that look silly if I place it like this? No, maybe I like it enough to keep it. And then again, we run into that challenge of, hey, I would like to put some clutter over here, but a lot of the base game clutter is not really necessarily that great, but maybe we can put some art here. Hold on. I know that I saw something earlier that I wanted to use on the mantle, but that didn't really work. This one, I guess that could be cute. And then also having a tissue box is just my go-to like random clutter item because it makes sense that it's just everywhere in your house. Maybe having some pencils, you know, if you want to write something before you leave the house. And then what else do we have? We have the florist dream. That's great for the garden actually. Hold on, let me put that out there. I'm gonna use it somewhere. Same as that. Yeah, the other florist and gardening stuff. That's cute. Maybe I just leave it like this, you know. That works. There's some clutter on there. And then we have the office, which I think we need to start with giving a nice desk and then have a computer. I don't like the look of that computer. Hold on. I keep saying this every single time I do a Sims build, but the computers in this game, I hate them so much. They actively look terrible to me. We can do that, and then maybe we can have like another bookcase next to it. We don't necessarily need another bookcase. Like we have enough bookcase space already, but I guess it looks cute. That one doesn't fit. So that's my problem. Oh, wait, this one is actually, it looks like an office book space. Oh, that color is terrible. I do not like it, but that looks like a perfect office cabinet. Okay, those wood tones are close enough for me. It's not perfect, but close enough. And then we can potentially have maybe like some skill building in here. We could add an easel, I guess. That would be nice. And then maybe in the living room, let's see if we have a space where it makes sense. I was going to say a guitar. Maybe the guitar can sit like right next to the bookcase over there. And then what else can we add? I think I want to have a chess table on the porch over here. That just feels like it makes sense. And then what else? Like gym equipment in this room does not feel right. We could add a bonsai tree maybe. I never use it. I like literally never let my Sims do the bonsai tree, but I guess it's nice to work with. And then we have these canvases that we could use to kind of like decorate the painting space a little bit. I might size them down because they can be rather large. And then there are ones that are like half painted already. And then there is also the little painting cabinet. Hold on. I guess I would like to change these around. I think your Sims can work on it that way. But then I believe it's in here in sculptures, this one. So there's like some space that your Sims technically, like it looks like they have their paint sitting there. Okay, now they have some skill building space. And then I just want to decorate the desk a little bit because that right now looks very empty. So again, I'll have the pencils sitting on the desk. I'll use these books and then a plant. That immediately looks like nice and alive. And then I feel like a painting above the desk would definitely finish this room. I like it. It's a very simple skill building room. I might change the color of the doors actually. Do I like it when they're the exact same color? No, I think I might go for like the darker wood. Although we have so much white details. No, I'm going to keep them white. I just realized we have a lot of white details. I think it's weird to change it. And then outside, I wanted to, I was on my way to add a nice chess table. There we go. And then I do like myself some nice outdoor plants as well. So I'm just going to add a bunch over here because I feel like that just fills up the space nicely. Of this is a pretty big porch. We could even add the chess table over here and then have maybe like a little reading corner. Do we have any? I was going to say reading corner, but we don't really have any outdoor benches that look nice. Like I know that I have a lot if I have all my packs enabled, but right now these are not the prettiest. Do I like that? No. I can use a different plant though. Like that might be nice outside. I think this is cute. Just to have that on the porch. I think this is adorable. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And then we still have to decorate the bedrooms upstairs. So that'd be the main bedroom, the kids' bedroom, and the nursery. And we have to do the garden. As we can see from the outfit change, it is yet again another day in a build video of Ro. I would say, are we really surprised at this point that whenever I do build videos, I never manage to finish them in one go? I always think to myself, oh, you know what? I can be quick. I can build a house or decorate a house in like maybe 1.5 hours or something. And then I realized that I have issues with cluttering. And I never actually managed to finish in that time. So I am back with the base game family home where, well, I was gonna do an update, but then I realized that for you guys, no time has passed. You are just continuing to watch this video. It is just me who's basically taken like 4 days in between before I finally had time to get back to this. But I am very excited to get back into it. I think for the front porch, when I opened my game, I genuinely thought, did I forget something? Did I just stop halfway through? It feels a little bit empty still. And considering we have a whole backyard, I actually want to put like things like planter boxes and stuff in the backyard. For the front, I'm just gonna try to like figure out what else I can put on the front porch. I mean, I always resort back to plants, but they are just such a good space filler. And I feel like, you know, we can put some more up here. Just a little bit extra, because then we have 2 in those corners. And then I feel like this side is just, it feels empty. And maybe this is the time and place to actually open the debug menu. Because for those of you who don't know, if you go to the flowers section in debug, there are like actually a lot of cute flower boxes that are not super expensive. I think most of them are actually free. Some of them might be paid. I'm actually not sure. Sometimes all of a sudden an item in debug is paid, even though you would suspect it isn't because it's debug. I think we can work with this. Maybe something like that in the corner. I don't think that's the only downside. I was going to save debug. It doesn't come in different colors, but then I noticed that it does. That is absolutely perfect. And then I was thinking, I currently do not have flower boxes at the outside of this house, but I guess that would be really cute to just have something like that. But then the question is, do I want to go for these? Maybe the red ones, honestly. Although that clips, that's not great. Does that clip on the inside still? It doesn't. Okay. The only downside, okay, you know what? I actually do not like using these because the biggest downside of it is if you use that as an actual planter box to the side, every single time that you put the walls half down, your planter boxes are going to stay up, and that just frustrates me. So I'll just use the actual planter boxes because as you can see, when I lower the wall, the planter box also disappears. And that is, for playability of this house, very important. You know what would be cute if we have the red flowers on the blue background and then the white flowers on the red part of the house. Then it's also like slightly different everywhere. That prevents it from feeling like it's repeating itself. I think that's cute. I also do think I need some more landscaping in general. I love how I kind of wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the porch, and now we're doing landscaping. But that's how my brain works. We just skip from one part to the next. Okay, I made some changes, some final changes to the landscaping. I actually changed out the tile in the back and the terrain paint in the front. I noticed that there was a mistake with the terrain paint, so I just fixed it. I also added some terrain paint underneath all the plants and stuff. And I'm not 100% sure whether I like the terrain paint. It's under debate. I'm like kind of doubting whether I like it like this or if I want to do it like this. That does match better with the pavement. I did also change out the stone on the front porch because it's a little bit lighter and that porch gets pretty dark. Maybe we should just go for this. I'm like, I like the red, but I think it might be a little bit too intense. So maybe it's actually better to go for this lighter one. I love how I got absolutely distracted again because I was doing the flower boxes and then somehow I ended up doing a lot of landscaping. But here we are. I think all the flower boxes are in because I don't think there's windows on this side of the house. There is not. Again, I feel like any tile that we put in the backyard, I don't really like any of them that much, but I guess it's fine. I'm gonna set up the rest of the backyard. I'm very much postponing going back to the inside because I feel like I'll be overwhelmed with all the choices I have to make. So right now we're just casually gonna, you know, place some garden boxes and things. Try to make this look cute for the kids, stuff like that. Okay, so now I kind of have the separation between the like basically stone part of the backyard and the grass part. I feel like for the grass part, I want to focus a little bit on like kids things, kids skills. Keeps jumping up, but that's because I'm on the second floor. There we go. And a little bit on the gardening. And I sometimes have the tendency to like place the gardening things in The Sims like super symmetrical. So I kind of want to see if I can play around with that a little bit more to just have it be a little bit more natural like that, kind of less organized, I guess. Okay, now is the time to turn off debug again, because otherwise you get super overwhelmed. I kind of want to see if I have the outdoor activities for kids. We have like things like this, but that's too big for the backyard, I think. And in the base game, we don't have a lot of entertainment for kids for backyards. As soon as you have any of the packs, you'll actually have a lot more, but now it's a little bit bare. I guess what we could do, considering there's going to be a toddler here, something that always helps up with kind of filling up the space is making a little sandbox. I guess we could use maybe that one, or is that a bit, that might actually be a little bit too big. I'm trying to figure out the spacing if I want to place a sandbox here, because especially with that other item, it might be a little bit cramped. I don't want to use the safety zone one, this one, but I guess I'm just going to use this one then. Yeah, I think that works. But then let me think about the placement. I guess if that one is over there, this one could be over here. Does that make sense? Or like the thing is, I would like to have this be a diagonal room. That's too big because I wanted to have it smaller. That feels really small again. That's the problem with diagonal things in The Sims. But also it kind of makes sense. I don't know. Does that make sense? If it's for like a little kid, you know, it's just like almost like the kiddie pool that we don't have now, but the toddler play pool, I would say that should work. And they should be able to go over this fence. Your sim should be able to walk over these fences. And then I need the sand. Oh, I forgot that putting terrain paint on a diagonal is a pain. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that because it goes outside of the sandbox. It's like you're fighting with the terrain paint, but I guess that works. Now the question is, do I like it? I feel like we need something. I think it is base game actually. There is an item, like a little bucket. That would make it super clear that this is a sandbox. Meanwhile, I'm finding things in debug for the gardening, so I'm just gonna put that out there too. Go, I found it. Little bucket and the little, what is that called? I know the Dutch word, schep. What is that called? Scoop in English. But I also added a little ducky. I feel like now it is clear that it is a sandbox. It's like just a tiny one for the toddler to play in, and then that's for the kid. I think that's cute. Then I currently, you know what? Maybe it makes more sense to have the bins over here and then we can have two. And then I would like to have this little palm tree right next to it. That just fills the space nicely. And then I feel like it would be nice to have a grill. Although we all know that can get slightly annoying because your Sims will constantly grill. But I think it makes sense to have it at least. I'd like to have a nice outdoor table. There we go. And then what else can we put outside? Like apart from maybe skill building items, because it's getting to that point where I think a lot of the things you can still place. We can have a telescope, I guess. It's a bit dangerous maybe, but I like living on the edge. Like a rocket, I never feel like it's realistic that your Sims actually have that in the backyard. The same as the big observatory. Like you don't need it if you have a telescope, but also if I always feel like it's a bit weird to have that. So let's see if we have anything else skill building wise that at least makes a little bit of sense outside maybe, because it is nice to have skill building items. I guess we already have the bonsai tree inside though. So adding one outside, maybe a bit overboard. I guess we could have the woodworking table maybe sitting on the porch. I feel like that's almost a perfect corner for it. And that's a very useful item to have in the game because then you can work on your handiness skill without having to wait for something in the house to be broken. And then maybe that's just it. It's a very simple backyard, but I guess like if you want to, you could eventually add a pool or something. You can like move things around and add a pool. But I think for now, that is just what it's gonna be. I think that works. I also just realized I don't think we have outdoor lighting. No, I do not. Okay, we definitely have to fix that too. Luckily, my favorite outdoor light is a base game light. I almost exclusively use this light when I'm building. I don't know. It looks good. It's simple. It does the trick. So I never know why I would need like another light. I might want to add a little hidden light or something. I know that's not hidden if I place it like this, but if I place it like that, it is hidden. And now it's like a little less dark in the back here. I don't know. Do I like that, or do I want to actually just commit to having a light? That is also in a way like part of the decoration of the garden, is that you see the lights maybe. Also, I keep doing this to round objects in The Sims. I'll rotate them as if it's like more natural if they're slightly off center, even though it's a round object so you don't see it. I do this with planter boxes literally all the time, and it feels so silly. The moment I realized I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, bro, that's actually kind of useless. You don't have to, but it's apparently I've been doing it for so long that it is kind of a force of habit, because I cannot seem to stop doing it. And then I guess now outdoor we have some nice lighting. I just realized there is an entry over here to the backyard. I don't think I want to have a path. I think I'm just gonna leave it open because it's easier for your Sims to be able to exit the house over there. But I don't think I necessarily want to spend a lot of time on making a path, because I kind of like the way it is right now, being more separate. We already had the office and everything downstairs, so I think it is time for us to move upstairs into the bedrooms. And let's actually start with the master bedroom, because that's you know, one of the most important bedrooms in the house. So let's make sure that it looks nice. I am very tempted to go for my go-to yellow color scheme, because it just fits the whole vibe of the house, and I think it is cute. The question though is, do we have a yellow curtain that looks good for... We actually do. Okay, that's pretty cute. Okay, I don't need everything yellow. I just wanted some like base elements to be yellow. Okay, I think the bedroom is done. I tried to keep it very warm and very simple. There's a lot of sunflower details. So basically when you come in, it's a little bit narrow. I think your Sims should be able to walk in between this though. So your Sims can walk around the bed. Then there's like two sides of the beds, both a night table. One has candles, one has the clock. Then they both have a night light with a little night switch. There is two robes and a little corner with the wardrobe for the two, and a little mirror. I think your Sim should be able to walk here, but just in case, let me actually move this light over here, because now I'm sure that your Sims can actually use the wardrobe, because this is kind of like a weird dead corner anyways. And the only thing I am really missing in this room right now is a plant. I mean, I have these sunflowers, so I guess there is some sort of a plant present, but I don't know, maybe another... I usually feel like this plant is super ugly though. With the base game, we have to make things work, and I think that works. I think that's okay. Then we were gonna make that the nursery, I believe, or that the nursery. I'm not sure which one is... I think that one is a bit bigger, so I'm gonna make this one the nursery. And I said there was gonna be a toddler. Let's actually make a room for an infant, so that if you play here and you actually have your infant age up, you can change out a bed and then the room still would function. I'm gonna start with the lighting, and I'm gonna replace it for this one. And then let's get to the kids' room furniture. I just realized I don't think there is no changing table in the base game. That is rather unfortunate, because I would have loved to use that. But hey, I guess here we are. Let's get a bed in there. We can then use this. If you're playing and you have multiple packs, you can always change this out for a changing table, I guess. Let's see what is the best layout of this room. Because if you have an infant, you also really need a playmat. This is that point where I already know I'll start to miss all of my normal packs, because I feel like kids' room furniture is very scarce if you start, or especially nursery. Kids' room is like fine-ish, but I feel like nursery is particularly bad. And then I guess it would be nice to have a blarfy, but I'll size it down a little bit so it's like a smaller blarfy. There we go. Maybe I will change these out to put this like over here, because we already have the floating mirror over there. And then this can go over here. And then in terms of kids' rooms, is that standing giraffe? Is that base game? We do actually have a couple of clutter items I think would work nicely. I know we don't technically need two bookcases in the room, but I just like this one as a decoration item. I guess I can have this kind of sitting on the floor over there. Just gonna put all the clutter up on the little cabinet, as if they're still using this kind of as a little changing station, I would say. There we go. I have a feeling like it's floating, which is probably true. No, it's actually, well, that is floating. Okay, I almost got it. We're gonna tool that a little bit, because there's no way I'm gonna get that right otherwise. Okay, now it's actually sitting on top of it. That is cute. I feel like wall decor could also do a lot in this room. I was thinking if I want to actually do a wallpaper, but maybe usually when you do a wallpaper, all of a sudden all of this wall decor becomes way too busy. So maybe I will not do that and I will actually work with just some cutesy paintings. And I said earlier I wanted the giraffe. Is that, again, is that base game? I'm not sure. I think so. Yes, it's base game. Okay, perfect. Because I feel like we're gonna need any clutter or decoration we can get, considering we don't have that much. And then I guess if you put it like this, your sim should be able to just put that over here then. And then maybe we can place this kind of in the middle. There we go. Because then your sim can also easily move the infant from the bed onto the play mat. And then I guess that is it. I don't think we need an extra light or anything. I guess this is the room. I think it's cute. It's very simple, but I kind of like it. Then also in the hallway, we have this like kind of weird corner where I don't really know what to place. I feel like for realism's sake, there would probably be something like a wardrobe over there, because this kid already doesn't really have a wardrobe in his room and they only have a very small one. So something like a cupboard or something. And I think the only reasonable thing we can use for that is a kitchen cabinet, because all the other things would be too wide for this. So maybe something like that. I'm not like the biggest fan of the color. Do we have any better? Okay, that's clearly not what I'm looking for. Maybe that could work. And then let's get a simple curtain in here. And then maybe we could do something like a little two-seater in the hallway here. Or you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use that space to put kids' toys. Because I already know that this room's going to be too small to have a lot of kids' toys in there. But I guess I would like it still to have a bit more space for something like that. And I think if we get a higher bed, we can also get a desk under the bed. Because again, otherwise, I think it might be a little too crammed in here. I'm getting really close to finishing this kid's room. I'm trying to squish as much as I can into it. So I now have a desk, an activity table, a high bed, a wardrobe, a little kind of almost like laundry bin maybe. And then I put the dollhouse in the hallway. I think your sim should be able to play with this. Maybe I should actually size it down one more so that I'm sure of that. Then I can also place it maybe like a little bit more in the corner like so. I guess it makes sense for me personally to use this space maybe as like, oh, we can put the dollhouse there, because then your kid can kind of, you know, play the entire day and then at the end of the day they have to clean it up. I ended up going with like a very like blue color scheme. I am not necessarily sure whether I'm the biggest fan of that, but I feel like it's kind of neutral, like unrelated to the kid that you have. I think you can use this room and make it work. I like the idea. I mean, it's maybe a bit weird to have, I don't know. Do kids have plants in their bedrooms? Maybe not. I'm just trying to figure out how I can like make this space look a little bit more cozy. We can maybe have like a little bedside table, a little drawer. There we go. Then there's also like a little bit more space maybe for toys or, I don't know, like just general kid stuff, I guess. We could, if we wanted to, actually add some stuff onto here. Just some toys, I guess. I guess that's cute. And then the only thing is this kid currently does not have a Blarfy, but there is a Blarfy in this room. And I think, did I put a Blarfy downstairs? I didn't put a Blarfy downstairs, but we have a toy box downstairs. So I think if you really want to use the Blarfy, your kid can always go into his brother's or sister's room and use it over there. I think it might be nice to have something on the wall over here, because that right now feels just a little bit empty. We could do like a movie poster, although maybe not that one. Maybe they're a big fan of Bob pancakes. Thinking of that, that's kind of ironic because they're actually living right next to them. Maybe they have a signed poster from their neighbor. Who knows? And then I feel like maybe that is the house done. The hallway right now is very simple. So that's like the only part that I'm a little bit doubtful about of like, do I actually like what it looks like now? I've been thinking, do I want to add maybe like a rug or something? We could put that underneath the dollhouse to kind of just give it like a little bit more of a, you know, now if you play here, it's not like you're just sitting straight on the floor. It's a little bit more comfortable. And I think that fills up the space a bit more. Then the question is, do I want to use that one or do I want to use actually one of like the more kid-like once. I don't want to use that one, but I know we have like a bunch of swatches. Maybe we can go for this one and then like size it down a little bit. Put it in the corner over here. I think that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Just makes it like ever so slightly more like, oh, this is also part of the kids' corner. Maybe there's also more kids stuff in here. She does have, or they do have a wardrobe in their bedroom. Actually, no, I don't like this color. It's too light. Maybe we can go for the one with the dinosaurs. I always like that one. And then I think that's the house done. I think that is a fully base game family home for quite a lot of Sims. I actually just realized that I don't think I ever placed a chimney in this build, because I think when I originally did this build, I either didn't know of this trick yet or I always forgot about it. But this way, if you're playing in this house, and you are using the fireplace, because there is a fireplace downstairs, if you put it on, there will actually be smoke coming out of the chimney. I'm not sure if you knew about that detail. I think some people notice and some people don't. But if you have a chimney on your build, you will actually have smoke coming out of it if you put the fireplace on, which I think is just one of those like very small little homey details that for me makes The Sims feel so much more alive. But I think this is it. I think this is the house, the little family home that we built. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it is a really nice base game family home. It is simple yet effective. It has place for, depending on like how long you want to play in this build, I think you could live here with like 2 Sims and 2 kids. You can even upgrade that nursery into a little kids room. And I guess if you really wanted to, and you start running into like space issues with this house, you can always kind of extend the house a little bit more in the back, or you can even extend it to the sides where you maybe like add a room or something. So it does have the space to kind of just be built out, because I clearly did not use the entire lot and all the space on it. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this build and whether you will be using it in your save file or in your gameplay. I would absolutely love to hear that. If you like this video, please feel free to toss it a cheeky like, because it does really help the video get to more people. If this is the first time that you're seeing a video of mine, or you've actually watched multiple videos but you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, because a lot of my viewers are actually not subscribed to my channel. And for future reference, it is easy to be subscribed so you don't miss a future upload. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye everyone.